then roasted chestnuts, heated bread, set out thyme and olive oil and cheese that the father removed from a jar, and drank alcohol. When they were done, they brought the body inside, laid it on a wooden stretcher that the father had made himself, and carried the cadaver to the second room. The father opened the metal door, and Pavlov saw what looked like a deep, long oven. The father turned to the cadaver, and with a singing, wailing voice, he uttered these words: "They say ashes to ashes, but we say fire begets fire. May your fire join the grand luminosity of the ultimate fire. May your anonymity add to the greatness of the hidden, the truthful, and the unknown. You," the father continued, "were trapped, lost, ignored, dejected, but now you are found, and we release you back into your original abode. Happy are those rejected by the burial lots of the ignorant. The earth is winter and summer, spring and fall. We heard your call, and we came." Father and son lifted the bed off the stretcher and slid the cadaver into the stove. The father twisted the knobs of the gas tanks, bonbons he called them, struck a match, and lit a fire inside. Then he asked his son to close the furnace door. In time, the house became warm. It stood alone in its surroundings, a ball of heat against the chill of the mountains. Pavlov, bewildered by the rituals, sat in silence and listened as his father talked and drank and sang incomprehensible songs that had the rhythms of hymns. Then his father, drunk and tired, stumbled into bed and fell asleep. Pavlov stayed awake and gazed at the wooden stove, watching the glow of a few persistent coals, coating themselves in gray dust on the outside, burning red and orange at the core. Heat percolated from the second room, so strong it made Pavlov loosen his wool coat and remove his socks and extend his toes. He studied the downcast mustache drawing a line around his father's open mouth, below a triangular Byzantine nose, long and curved, and thin at its tip. Pavlov wondered about the singing, and about the burning of stray corpses, unclaimed and bloated, about orphaned cadavers and their capacity for music and dance long lost. "My father has done this before, alone. What strength," Pavlov thought, "what willpower must have been required to lift the heavy bodies and load them into the car." Pavlov examined his father's shoulders, strong from digging the earth and carrying hardened blue bodies, and his father's fingers, infiltrated by dust beneath the nails. From the balcony at home, Pavlov had often seen his father digging, and waving to him when he straightened to stretch his back, and drinking water from the bottle at his side. Tonight's long esoteric monologue and affectionate words made Pavlov wonder if his father was addressing him, or some other distant son, or if he was simply filled with life and liquor. The incoherent speeches about death, ephemerality, the Iliad's fallen heroes, and quotes from various saints and philosophers from Heraclitus to Ephraim the Syrian, the disquisitions on ancient burials, fire, and epics from antiquity, and the disdain for the earth, the body. It all made Pavlov wonder if his father might be a madman, a deranged heathen. All these years, he had thought his father's criticism of the clergy was because the priests meddled in matters of burial grounds and money. Now he realized that his father disliked earthly burials on principle. He preferred fire. And then his father woke, and liberating the words inside him, told his son that he dearly wished he could have burned his wife, Pavlov's mother, when she had died a few months past. But she had insisted on being buried in the ground, and he had respected her wish. "As for myself," the father said, "you, my son, will bring me fire." Pavlov looked at his father again, and saw a gentle, eccentric man, and he pitied him and loved him.